Hello everyone, and I am with Freyja. Freyja is a member of this Facebook group for a long time now, I think, and she also took both my courses, and so we are here tonight to talk about, being a Montessori mom, being a Montessori parent, about your Montessori journey, and also obviously about my course, it helps you. So for those who don't know you, obviously you've been talking on this group, so maybe some people will recognize your name and say, oh yeah, that's a lady who will give me an advice. But yeah, in case, obviously, can you introduce yourself and, a bit about you, your family, and, whatever you want to say about yourself, obviously.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Freyja. I live in Manchester, England with my husband and my 2-year-old son, Joseph. I'm a part-time teacher, so I work 2 days a week, and I have Joe with me for the other 5 days as the primary caregiver. So that's our family.
Yes, and remind me, how old is Joseph now?
He's just over 2. He's 25 months now.
Okay, great. So how did you, discover Montessori? How did you come to, maybe in the Facebook group, but, when did that happen? How did you start to look into Montessori? Just can you tell us a bit more about, the beginning?
Yeah, well, I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I think my brother might have gone to a Montessori nursery. But I know I have, like, in the back of my mind, I knew that Montessori was a thing. And I presume my mum kind of raised us under kind of a loose Montessori kind of umbrella term. But it was really when Joe was born, I think it was just kind of this overwhelming influx of just information out there about parenting and stuff. And nothing was really sitting right. And then I think I went on Pinterest, as you do, and I saw some Montessori blogs, and it kind of rejogged my memory. And I thought, oh yeah, Montessori, that works. So then I think I found your group on Facebook after that, and then I joined your discipline course first, and then it's just kind of snowballed from there, really.
Yeah. And so how old was Joseph when you first started to really look into it?
I was looking back thinking, I'm sure my photos will tell me this. And I took my first selfie when he was 13 months old. So it must have been around the year that I started applying the principles at home. And then obviously I bought the IKEA Kalex shelving, and that was my first shelf that I had for him at 13 months. So.
Okay, so at first with your initial knowledge of Montessori, what did you change in your home or family life, when you started to discover some of the principles, or when you started to feel inspired by what you were discovering online?
I think toys happened first. I think I wanted to get rid of a lot of the clutter that we had and a lot of the noise and lights, and so I think we really scaled back with the toys, and I started looking into kind of doing more observations and looking at what he was interested in, rather than just what was being given to us by the grandparents and things. And then after that, it was more practical life. I think we got the Melissa and Doug cleaning set, so he could help out with that. And we got the step stool from IKEA, thinking, we'll turn it into a learning tower. But that never happened because he climbed it instead. It was just trying to make the house more accessible to him, I think. But also it was more about changing the way that we spoke to him, or that we kind of included him in the house, in the day-to-day running of the house, and not kind of rushing him through things, but letting him decide the pace of our lives, basically.
Knowing that you were already, searching online and discovering a lot by yourself, what made you decide basically to take an online course?
I think there's lots of really good information online, and you can get, I think I signed up originally to about 7 or 8 blogs, and then I just went, I don't have the time to read 7 or 8 blogs. And so I just thought, you know what, it would be just good to have like one-on-one correspondence, and I can ask questions that are personal to my situation and to Joe as well, because as you know, every child's different, and so what you read on a blog for somebody that's got another 2-year-old, you might look at your 2-year-old and go, no, that's not happening in our house right now. I don't know how to deal with what is happening at my house right now. So I think being able to say, right, well, Joe's doing this now, help, what do I do about it? And then having to answer those questions is really good. I think online is the way to go at the moment as well, because you don't have time, or well, I certainly don't have time to be going on face-to-face courses. So yeah, online you can kind of log in, log off whenever you have the time. You can sit down in the evening, think, right, I'm going to catch up. It doesn't matter if you miss a live, because they're there for you to continue to watch. So yeah, so it was flexibility really that drew me to it.
Yeah, and as you say, like you were able to discuss your individual situation, and I do remember you asking a lot of questions because Joseph was a late walker, so obviously. Yeah. You know, when you were thinking you are 16 months old, so you should be able to do that. And I remember your reflection about it, because we chatted a lot about the fact that but if it was not walking, then he wouldn't be into this kind of activity. So I remember your reflection about that. And
he was very
I believe you. Yeah.
But that's a good thing about it. I know you're probably going to mention it later, but why it's good that, because you keep running the course, and Joe's now he's a completely different child to the child that he was when I first took your course. It's on the discipline one. He's a 2-year-old now. You know, it's a completely different kettle of fish trying to deal with 2-year-old tantrums to I think probably right about 15 months old when I was doing the discipline course. It's just, you know, he can talk to me now when he didn't used to be able to talk. Yeah. So it's completely different. And so more and more things come up, and as well with the Montessori parenting course about kind of how to include him in the house and things like that. He's into everything now, and he's able to do so much more. And so it's good to keep having a refresher of all those ideas. But yeah.
Yeah, and I know that in your situation, you know, at the end of the first course that you have taken, the first Montessori guided course, you were moving basically. Yeah. So you came back on the next course with a new tour audit, basically. I remember you asking, and it was perfectly fine. So basically you add 2 house tours, because you can do it every time if you want, and keep updating the house. So how was it helpful for you to come back, you know, especially with that house tour in a new house, obviously, because you had the knowledge kind of what you could do now at that time. But you did want to show your house again and have kind of a, you know, my own opinion about your house and your setting. So how was it helpful for you to come back to the course for that specific aspect of it?
Yeah, definitely. As you say, we were just about to move, and it was taking a lot longer. So I didn't actually plan to do much in my old house at all. But then we were there for an extra couple of months, so I did end up doing some stuff. But then when we came into the new house, the first thing that I thought of was, right, how can we make it Montessori, like, you know, child friendly? And it was quite good because I had a completely blank canvas in a way. Obviously, I couldn't knock kitchens down and things like that. But yeah, it was really good because I had the kind of vague knowledge. But then sometimes you look at a space that I've just recently, I think I posted my bathroom photo to you when you did your talk last week. And that bathroom, I just could not get my head around it at all. I was tiny little space, and I was thinking, how is he supposed to reach everything in here? And so that was, so that's really helpful. But I think we're getting there now. But it's ever changing still, you know. But no, it was really good because, as you say, I could have had that knowledge and brought it in here, but then kind of hit a brick wall in a way. But being able to do that house tour, you gave me some more ideas, and you spotted things that I hadn't spotted. So yeah, it's really good. And we want an extension soon, so I might need to do another one.
Well, it's so much easier as an outsider, you know, to say, oh, maybe you can do that in that corner and that in that corner. And when you live in it, you know, it's a bit different to really see what you could do, obviously. And basically, what did you like best about the course? You kind of have given me some answer, but
there's so much. I think the house tour and the toy audit were really good. I think it's not only good doing your own, it's good seeing other people's as well, because they might have older children than you or younger children, or you might get some good ideas. They might have, you know, something from IKEA that you say, oh, I can see that. What's that? I need that in my house.
Yeah, that's terribly tempting, obviously.
And there's it's just, yeah, being able to speak in a community that's non-judgmental, really, and you can say, look, I'm really struggling with this, and everyone's willing to kind of chip in and help out. And yeah, it's really good. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't plan for that group to become a kind of membership group, but because, you know, you are all together there, obviously I like to be there as well and to answer questions as we go along, and it's becoming a bit like that. Obviously this group, like the main Facebook group, everybody can ask questions, but, you know, in that group we are a smaller group. So it's easier for me, obviously, to give you more answers over there. Because you did also the discipline course. So both courses are very complementary. Whichever way you take the one first or the other, that goes well together. And, you know, the majority of the people who take one course go and take the other course, I think, because it's just
the same name.
Basically at first I was not planning. I was not planning to do a discipline course. I was planning to have everything in the same course. But as I was writing it, it was too much. So I decided to do two different courses and focusing, you know, like on the house, the materials, and the kind of fun aspect of Montessori, and then go deeper into the discipline that can be you know, for everyone, and not just, you know, there are definitely people who come on the discipline course who haven't heard about Montessori, and that's fine. Yeah, good. I did ask you as well if you have a favorite Montessori quote.
I do. I'm not sure I could class it as my favorite one, but a Montessori quote. It's from The Absorbent Mind, which I haven't actually finished it yet. I've only really just started reading it, but it's about the child being the builder of man, and I'm just going to read it out. It says, "The child is not an empty being who owes whatever he knows to us who have filled him up with it. No, the child is the builder of man. There is no man existing who has not been formed by the child he once was." And I just thought that's really nice, because it's just reminding you that actually you don't create the child. It's he is his own being, and it's all about following the child, isn't it? And kind of following their interests rather than to kind of put onto them your opinion about everything. So I quite like that one. When I read it, struck a chord.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's good that you've shown that edition, because I have another edition, and I know the edition you have of The Absorbent Mind is the one on sale on Amazon, and I'm never sure that edition is like well written.
Right.
Obviously, it seems to be, because many newest editions have been translated again. Yeah. And sometimes the original ones, but that seems to be a good edition, right?
Yeah. So
you didn't notice anything badly written.
From what I've read, I'm not very far into it, so I can't comment on the whole book. But yeah, this is the one from Amazon.
And well, that's one of the most accessible books from Maria Montessori. So one that, if you want to read Montessori self, that's probably one of the most, the one that is the most recommended. We are not responsible for everything about our children. You know, they are their own little human being with their own personality, and they're going to grow no matter what we do or not do. So that kind of lead me to my next question, because we talk a lot about self-care, in both courses, which is sometimes very difficult. I had another interview with Christine, which was, I think, on the same course as you. And she said that it was her less favorite part, because she hasn't focused on self-care ever since she had the children. So she couldn't really, she didn't really know what she could do for her own self-care. And so, just wondering for you, if self-care is important, if you manage your own self-care, if it's something that you focus on, that make you feel, be a better mom when you do your own self-care. And if you have a kind of self-care routine that you would like to share, whatever make you be a better parent.
Yeah, I think I was pretty much the same as Christine. I didn't do any self-care since having Joe to doing the course. So when you were talking about it, I was just like, oh yeah, no, yeah, forgot about that. Whoops. But now it's a different story. I do aerial yoga 1 night a week, all on my own.
Wow.
So my husband puts Joe to bed and does all of that, and I get out of the house for a little bit. I've got a brand new, because obviously we're in the new house, I've just set up my brand new sewing area in the spare room. So I've got all my stuff set up so I can go and do some sewing. What else do I do? Well, I think the main part of it is I just realise when I'm just getting a little bit stressed or a little bit like I need a bit of self-care. And I think just noticing that and then being able to say to my husband, I need some time, you know, let's arrange something so I can go out for the afternoon or go and get my nails done, or, you know, whatever might kind of make me happy in that moment. But also doing some self-care with Joe. He stopped napping now, so I don't get that hour in the afternoon of peace and quiet. So we're trying to start doing a bit of quiet time where we both go up into his bedroom. I take my book and he either plays with the toys that are up there, or he can read, or he can lie down and go to sleep. Those are his options. And at the moment he tends to just climb on me, but I'm hoping that with time he might, you know, choose to do something else, because I sit there with my book saying, well, mummy's reading now, you know, you go and choose something to do. So I'm hoping that will kind of become a little bit of self-care that we can do together as well.
Yeah, and as you say, yes, it's doable to do self-care with our children. Just need to figure out what we can do together. Yeah. Absolutely.
I've got some yoga as well that I keep meaning to use, but I haven't quite got there yet.
Yeah. Well, because you have done the discipline course, you can go back to that yoga session, you know, that yoga session that has been offered in the course, and with all the little, you know, breathing ideas that I've shared with you. Good. Well, brilliant. Do you have anything else that you would like to add, you know, where you are on your Montessori journey? No, what do you see you're going to do next?
I'm considering homeschooling, Joe. That's still undecided, but I think I would like to in a Montessori way. So that's next on my reading list, is to find out more about Montessori homeschooling. I think we've still got a lot to learn. I've still got a lot to remind myself of on a day-to-day basis, but yeah, I think we're doing well. I think we're doing all right.
Great. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me in the group.
Right.
And, you know, bye.